Yo, what's up, guys? This is Lee Laurent, and I'm here rocking with All Urban Central. And it seems like the Shade Room has released exclusive footage from the prison stabbing with Tory Lanez. This guy really tried to unalive Tory Lanez. I mean, he stabbed him 14 times. So the stabber in question, his name is actually Santino Casio, who's actually already doing a life sentence in the prison. Now, originally when we got news that Tory Lanez was stabbed, the actual sources were saying that Tory Lanez was stabbed in the yard. That is not the case. He's clearly in the facilities where there's supposed to be supervision. And we're really going to give you guys all the full details. And here at All Urban Central, we're dealing in facts. So we're going to get into the facts of the case, as well as give you guys more understanding who Santino Casio is. So basically in this article right here, it says contracted killer named as a suspect in the prison of stabbing Tory Lanez. So this article goes into a full debrief and how Canadian music artist Tory Lanez came into contact with this convicted killer who's already serving a life sentence. Casio knifed up Tory Lanez approximately 14 times before Tory Lanez were able to get away free. Where Tory Lanez's lungs almost collapsed, he was stabbed in his stomach, his back, and in his head. Luckily, Tory Lanez was rushed to the hospital and is in stable condition and recovering. But there is some important information you need to know about Casio, the stabber. Casio is already serving a life sentence, but apparently he has been adding to his criminal record during his incarceration. Apparently in January 2008, he was sentenced for an additional 6 years for assaulting a fellow prisoner with a deadly weapon. And in 2018, he racked up another 2 years, this time for possessing a deadly weapon. I think this gives you a general background on who Casio is. It also shows you the general welfare and how the conditions are in the actual prison. I don't know what type of security that they have at this prison. I don't even know why Tory Lanez is in general public. And then also, if he is known to keep carrying weapons, what is the penalty for something like that? I mean, clearly he has a life sentence, so he's there for the long term. But what about all the other inmates and their safety? Things are not looking good for Daystar, aka Tory Lanez, especially if he's in a facility with other convicted killers such as Casio. But in a weird turn of events, Casio has actually done a recent interview with TMZ stating that he actually attacked Tory Lanez because he heard that Tory Lanez was going to attack him.
Everything led up to that day, but that day I just came out in the morning to tell him, good morning, and I told him what's up, give him a little fist bump, ask him if everything is good. We had a little situation the night before and the day before.
So what was the situation the night before and the day before?
So I heard some rumors that he was trying to put money on my head. He felt uncomfortable living next to him, said I was a threat. So I confronted him. And then I found out the same thing. He tried to put money on my head, so he said I put money on his head. We had a little discussion or whatever. So the next morning, that night, he said some all kinds of crazy. So the next morning, I came out to see if everything was good. Fist bump, talked to him. He said, yeah, so I was going back into my cell. And when I looked back, instead of going to cell, he was walking towards my door. He stood in front of my cell, looked at his boys, made his little smirk. And when he showed me what he had and something in his pocket, I just rushed him.
What did he have in his pocket?
I just rushed him. What he showed me looked to me like I believed it could be a weapon at the time. So I rushed him, and I just snatched him. I just took advantage of him. He was weak. I just threw him all over, and I just kept slamming him and stabbing him. And
Were you trying to kill him?
No, not at all. But I felt like it was a weapon. I felt ready. And when I felt like a sting in my leg, I felt like, oh, stabbed me. So I moved back and I kept stabbing more. And I seen that he threw something. So I was like, oh, what is that? So I just kept going. After he was yelling, help, screaming, please help me. I just picked him up in that safe position and said, I'm going to look at me. And then I just let him go. Like, I was just saying, like, man, you trying to kill me?
What were you guys like? I know why, but why would he pick you out of all people to want to put money on your head? Well, what was the beef exactly about?
It was really no beef. He just talked a lot. And I had confronted him a while back about always saying certain around me. Like, I'll take a fade and I'll knife up. I'll put in his place. And to me, I feel like the second, third time hearing that in a conversation, I was like, man, what you trying to say? So I approached him and told him, like, what's up? Like, just go, I'll come into your cell, we'll do whatever, like, just play this game then. Because I felt like he was kind of antagonizing me, like, testing me, like if someone was afraid or something. We were cool in the beginning. We were cool for like a year. We chilled, kicked it together, everything. They did.
Oh, they're not on that type of prison yard, Rochelle.
Okay.
No. They got like little fractions, but she was more like she was different. She started kicking it with certain people, you know. And when we started being mad, that's kind of when we had our little misunderstandings and we stopped talking as much. But we were neighbors for a while. I've been knowing him for about 2 years already.
Okay. And during the situation when you and him grew a friendship?
Yeah, we were cool. We chilled, we ate, we drank, we partied, kicked it. Yeah, we were good.
How much did the guy tell you that he paid to have you killed to get off the yard?
Oh, he said double whatever I was offering, but I never made that offer. That's what I didn't understand. He said that someone told him I offered people money to get rid of him. So he said he would give that person double and some dope and stuff. So, but truth be told, I never offered no money. Like, why would I offer somebody something I could do? It didn't make sense. But once he yelled and made threats and I'll have you killed and, you know, have a run up to your cell, all that comments, I felt like, all right, you're threatening my life. Like, then you looking out to do with construction. And that's what happened the next morning. I asked him, are we cool? He said, yeah, it's cool. And when I went to my cell, he followed me. And like I told you earlier.
Do you have any regrets of stabbing him?
Regrets? Oh, shit.
Because you stabbed him 14 times.
Yeah. I know that. I wish I could do certain things over, you know, but at the end of the day, I mean, I felt like he threatened my life. So, I mean, I can't. So it actually felt necessary to me at the time, like the whole, in the moment, him coming to my cells, you know, showing, grabbing me, talking like, nah, I felt like, nah, it's it. So I can't say I regret taking a stand for myself. No, not at all. I mean, I feel remorseful in a sense because it really didn't have to go that far, but I mean, he made his decisions and I made mine.
Did he end up having a weapon on him?
I mean, obviously I got a stab mark in my leg, and so that's going to the hole. I mean, they didn't find no weapons either. I don't understand that part.
But okay, so no weapons were found from him, only from you.
No weapon was mine. The weapon I was using wasn't found either. There was no weapons found.
Where'd it go?
That's what in the video it shows me putting it on the floor. That's what they were asking me. I don't know. Nobody was around. It was just me and him on the chair. We weren't in no day room. Nobody was standing next to us. It was just me and him.
And who saved him?
I let him go. I picked him up. I told him, like, look at me. He looked at me, and then I just slammed him on the floor and kind of kicked the back of his butt with my foot, like pushed him, let him run away.
And did he run away, or did he crawl away, or how did he get away?
And despite their greatest efforts, California correctional facilities have put out a public statement stating that Tory Lanez has been moved because they couldn't keep him safe, which is definitely for the best. I mean, it did seem that Tory Lanez did adjust to the prison, under the circumstances. But he actually was making music and dropped a whole album while in prison. But this doesn't seem like the best situation for Tory Lanez. And obviously, as we reported recently, there has been new developments to his case. Daystar Peterson, aka Tory Lanez, who was originally found guilty for having an unregistered firearm along with other charges as it pertains to the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion, has found new evidence as well as a new witness who was actually there for the shooting. Kelsey's bodyguard has surprisingly came forward after feeling completely guilty after the whole Tory Lanez stabbing incident, decided to come forward and admit that Kelsey was the shooter. Allegedly, Kelsey Harris, former best friend of Megan Thee Stallion and who was granted immunity in the case, was the one who allegedly fired the firearm towards Megan Thee Stallion. Apparently, the two were in a dispute about their relationship status with Tory Lanez. Since new evidence have arisen, there has been much questioning around the case, as there has been much suppressed evidence which has garnered the attention and the support of different celebrities, organizations, and council people working to get Tory Lanez out of jail for his innocence.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody.
Walter Roberts says the statement aligns with another witness who saw 2 women fighting. Lanez is serving a 10-year sentence after being convicted of shooting Stallion in the Hollywood Hills back in 2020.
If this is true, then this is a complete tragedy that Tory Lanez is facing time and potentially almost being unalived while dealing in harsh conditions, while female rapper Megan Thee Stallion saves face and falsely accused Tory Lanez for shooting him so she doesn't lose street cred over her friend shooting at her and her not retaliating. Here at All Urban Central, we're dedicated to keeping you guys in the know and more surrounding Tory Lanez's case and obviously his freedom. But as always, we have to ask, what do you guys think?